While the world holds its breath with the escalating tension between the United States, Israel, and Iran, the mainstream media focuses on politics and military power. About 1/5 of all the oil consumed on the planet passes through this bottleneck known as the Strait of Hormuz. If ships are blocked there today, the global market will collapse tomorrow. And if you think that this only means paying more at the fuel pump, you are falling into the biggest trap of the financial system. Oil is in everything, absolutely everything. In today's video, I'm going to show you the invisible tax of war, the 4 essential things in your daily life that will drastically increase in price with the rise of oil and that no one around you is noticing. Stay until the end because item number 3 will change the way you shop even today. Before we start, I need to debunk a myth. When you hear oil prices have risen, your brain automatically thinks of petrol. This mental reflex is what separates those who get ahead from those who arrive late. Oil is not just fuel. Oil is a raw material. It is the hidden ingredient in more than 6,000 industrial products. From the packaging of your supplement to the fiber of your trainers, from the plastic of your laptop to the active ingredient in your medicine. Every penny increase in the barrel is a silent tax that runs through the entire production chain before reaching your pocket. And here is the point that no one is talking about. This effect is not immediate, it is delayed. Today's increase will reach the supermarket in 6, 8, 12 weeks. You will feel the impact when it is already too late to protect yourself. Item 1. The foods. The invisible link between the barrel and your plate. First item, and the most immediate, the food, but not for the reason you might think. It's not the freight. It's not the truck's diesel. That's the analytical mistake most people make. Oil is present in food even before it is harvested. Nitrogenous fertilizers, urea, ammonia, ammonium nitrate, are produced from natural gas, a hydrocarbon with pricing directly linked to oil. Without fertilizer, there is no large-scale production. Without large-scale production, there is no cheap food. A study published in the journal Nature Food estimated that the global food system consumes about 1/3 of all the energy produced on the planet. Most of it is derived from oil and gas. When the barrel price rises by 20%, the cost of agricultural production increases as well. The producer passes it on, the wholesaler passes it on, the retailer passes it on, and you pay, no matter which country you are in. Practical action. If you have space for stock, anticipate the purchase of canned proteins, grains, and long-lasting items now. It's not alarmism, it's domestic risk management, and it works in any currency in any country. Item 2. The lockers. The clothing you are wearing now is made from petroleum. More than 60% of all textile fibers produced in the world today are synthetic. Polyester, nylon, acrylic, elastane, lycra, all derived from petrochemical naphtha, all priced based on the barrel. The fast fashion model, cheap disposable clothing, renewed every 2 weeks, exists because oil is cheap. This applies to any consumer, in any country. In the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada. When the barrel price rises, the cost of synthetic fiber rises, the cost of dyeing rises, the cost of shipping rises, and all of this shows up in the price you see in the shop window or on your mobile screen. A strategic detail. The repricing cycle in the textile sector is slow. Collections are planned months in advance. This means that the impact of an oil shock today will appear in clothing prices in 1 or 2 collection cycles. You have a window, use it. Practical action. If you need to renew your wardrobe, do it now. Prioritize cotton pieces, a natural fiber with less direct exposure to petroleum, and rethink your consumption volume. Buying less, buying better is a financial strategy regardless of where you live. Item 3. The medicines. The item that no one is connecting to oil in any country in the world. I'm not talking about the packaging plastic. I'm not talking about the shipping to the pharmacy. I'm talking about the ingredient that heals, the active ingredient of the medicine. Most active pharmaceutical ingredients, the APIs, are synthesized from petrochemical derivatives. Aspirin, salicylic acid derived from benzene. Ibuprofen, also. Analgesics, anti-inflammatories, synthetic antibiotics, antidepressants, anticoagulants. A substantial part of modern pharmacology begins in the same barrel that drives your cars. And here is the data that changes everything. More than 70% of all the APIs consumed in the world are produced in two countries, China and India. Two countries with long logistical chains, intensive maritime freight, and a high dependence on industrial energy, all priced in oil. When the barrel price rises, the cost of synthesizing and transporting these compounds rises as well. This is not theory. In 2021, the rise in energy costs in Asia led to shortages of pharmaceutical ingredients in countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, and Germany. The FDA and the EMA issued warnings about vulnerabilities in the global pharmaceutical supply chain. This risk has never been resolved. It has only been forgotten. A prolonged shock in oil prices is putting pressure on the production costs of generics, which already operate with thin margins in any market. When that margin disappears, passing on the costs is inevitable, and the consumer feels it. Practical action. If you use continuous medications for blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid, mental health, check with your doctor and your health plan about the possibility of a prescription for a 60 or 90-day supply. In many countries, this is allowed and cost-effective. Anticipation is the only real protection against the inflation of necessities. This applies to anyone in any country. Item 4. Logistics and everything you buy online. The hidden shipping costs you don't see. Global logistics operates on heavy fuel oil, bunker fuel. Cargo ships transporting sneakers, silicon chips, appliances, and medicines run on petroleum-derived fuel. The Baltic Dry Index, the Global Maritime Freight Index, is one of the most sensitive indicators to barrel prices in the world. When shipping costs rise, everything that crosses oceans becomes more expensive. And in the globalized world we live in, almost everything crosses oceans. Electronics manufactured in Asia, clothes sewn in Vietnam, industrial components coming from Europe. Every product you put in your Amazon cart or any global marketplace carries shipping costs built into the price. These shipping costs are about to increase. And there is a silent side effect: the US dollar. Oil is priced in dollars. Tensions in the Middle East have historically strengthened the dollar as a safe haven asset. A stronger dollar makes imports more expensive in almost every country in the world. If you live in the United States, your imported goods become more expensive. If you live outside the United States, the problem multiplies because you still pay in a weaker local currency compared to the dollar. Practical action. If you have planned purchases for the next 3 to 6 months, electronics, appliances, work equipment, consider bringing them forward. It's not impulse buying, it's temporal arbitrage. You are buying before inflation prices in the shock. What do smart people do before the media notifies? Now you know what is coming. The question is, what to do with this information? First, do not react. Anticipate. There is a huge difference between panic and planning. Panic makes you buy wrong. Planning makes you buy right at the right time for the right price. Second, map your personal exposure. Look at the 4 items and ask, which one impacts me the most? If you use continuous medication, that is your critical point. If you consume a lot of technology or electronics, that is your vector. Focus your energy where the impact is greatest for you specifically, regardless of the country you are in. Third, think of strategic reserve, not emotional stock. Necessity stock, medicine, staple food, hygiene products has real financial sense in any currency. Desire stock, analyze on a case-by-case basis. In the fourth quarter, if you have invested capital or are just starting out, understand that oil shocks have historically benefited assets linked to energy commodities and the US dollar. This pattern repeats in global markets. It is not an investment recommendation. It is a historical fact that deserves analysis with a qualified professional. And the most important thing, the biggest advantage you can have at any moment of crisis is not having more money. It is having more information than the average. And you have just crossed that line. That 39-kilometer bottleneck on the map is still there. The tension continues. The media will keep talking about geopolitics and military power, but now you know where the real battle that matters for your financial life is taking place. Oil is not a fuel station problem, it is a system problem. And those who understand systems make better decisions, regardless of which country they are in, which currency they save in, or which platform they invest in. If this video has made you see something you weren't seeing, share it with someone who needs to hear this, because information that stays only with you doesn't protect anyone else but you. 99% of people scrolling through the feed today are just consuming entertainment while their purchasing power melts away. If you are part of the 1% seeking a strategic advantage, sign up. Leave a like so I know this information has reached the right minds. I am Brian Mercer, and information is the only advantage that cannot be taken away from you. Until next time.